aka Black Cat energy.
Okay, Black Cat energy.
It's not about games, it is actually simple psychology. Be smart, play dumb.
Yeah.
Keep his balls in a jar for 3 days, put water in it, make it airtight, air it out every 3 days, and then put it into a new jar with some fresh water every 3 days. If he's being mean to you, then don't give him any fresh water for at least 7 days. Make sure you put some vinegar in the jar as well.
Wow.
A cat only cares about her own needs.
How toxic is that?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, like what?
Don't be the golden retriever that is so loyal, so reassuring, so loving.
If you feel like pair bonding is out of reach, then you go for the next best thing. Power, money, status, and certainty. That's it. However, you sacrifice the ability to go down the first path because you cut that path off and you go in a different direction. And the further you go down in that direction, the harder it is to come back and go back to pair bonding. And so forever in your life, you're going to have that power struggle. You're going to have that sense of disconnect. Good afternoon from sunny Vietnam. Smile. It's not sunny at all.
No, it's raining.
It's wet season here.
Is it the rain that he's right about?
Yeah, I think so.
This is Dishan here, and this is
Renee.
the founder of The Feminine Woman. And
The Feminine Woman.
Where we teach you how to show up as a high value, high status woman who easily inspires a deep sense of emotional
Commitment.
from men.
From men.
Gosh, it's been a long time since I
18
said
months.
that. It's been a little while. We've been
18
raising
months.
kids. We've been raising kids very...
11 years straight.
Yeah.
That's why we've been so on and off with YouTube. Not even on and off. I think it's just been too long. So
Yeah.
it's nice to be back. And we are here to talk about a very popular concept, the black cat and golden retriever.
So
Doesn't
there's-
that sound amazing though, when you listen to it? It does sound amazing, but it has some inherent issues.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a sec. I mean, I guess there are trends, and there are always these new trends coming out.
Yeah.
And we've been in this game since 2009.
Yeah.
That's a long time. We've had followers that's been around for the last 12, 13 years, following our
Almost
work.
15 years,
And we've seen
actually.
so many of these different trends. And I mean, I haven't followed them myself. We've been just busy feeding our kids like crazy, like nonstop. But
I see snippets of
So
things
it's-
here and there.
so there's a new trend on TikTok, and I've got to get TikTok one day to see what the trends are because I don't go on TikTok. But so there's a new trend. I haven't seen any of the videos you have. I haven't seen them. So let's look at them today and let's discuss. Let's talk about what's good, what's bad.
Whether you can use it in your love life to get results, the results that you want, the positive results, and or the costs of using it.
Because ultimately, I think there's so much. We've seen so much in the last 14, 15 years there's so much BS out there. So much that either makes people feel good but not based in any kind of reality, or things that are just completely false and sometimes even damaging, even toxic. So let's look through this and see if there's any valid points, or is it just
Okay.
I mean, the first thing I think of when it comes to black cat, I thought of black hat first of all. Okay, black cat. Well, they're unlucky, right? That's a superstitious way of looking at black cat. I mean, it's an unlucky symbol. But let's go beyond that. Let's look at what people have to say and let's discuss this.
I think the premise is dark feminine energy. Now, just quickly before we watch the videos, this is only going to take 20 seconds. The concept of dark feminine energy has been around longer than some of you may have been alive. And it's so enticing. It's just, we as women and men, we love this concept of dark feminine and light feminine and dark masculine and light masculine. Yeah, because it's just so intriguing. It's like, oh, what if I could be dark feminine? I could be more mysterious, because we all know that there's inherent value in mystery. So we all want it. And that's why a lot of coaches and even experts, or self-proclaimed or actual, love to use these terms because, first of all, it's cool, but also the audience resonates. The audience loves it. But just because you love a term and an idea doesn't mean it's going to take you anywhere valuable long-term with men. So
Yeah. It could just be a fantasy. Well, I mean, we talked about light and
and
dark.
fantasies are great for the purpose of the fantasy. It truly is
belongs in
great.
a library.
Yeah.
So we talked about light and dark feminine back all the way in 2010.
Yeah,
And
we actually produced a book on it.
we actually produced a book on it in 2010, and it was in the first
an
version.
ebook, by the way.
Yeah,
on
the first
National.
version of Commitment Control, we had a segment on light and dark, and it's evolved over time. So I've recently put together a brand new quiz on which of the 8 feminine archetypes are you. And a big qualifying metric.
A big measure of your
Measure
archetype relates to the dark
Yeah, exactly.
and light feminine
So
concept.
4 of these archetypes are more towards the lighter side of the feminine, and 4 of these are more towards the dark side. And I explain exactly how that framework actually works once you do the quiz. I'll make sure I'll put a link down below for that particular quiz. Go do it. It's a lot of fun. Actually, you did it yourself. You did it, and luckily I managed to guess which one it was.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Oh,
guessed.
yeah.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I thought, oh, it depends on what mood you were in, but eventually I worked it out.
Yeah.
I worked it out.
Yeah.
It was the mama bear. And believe it or not, I mean, that's almost predictable when you look back on it. But anyhow, go do the quiz, 8 feminine archetypes. I'll make sure there's a link below. So,
Yeah, the concept of dark feminine can also get very misconstrued, especially if you're talking about TikTok trends. So let's dispel these myths. Let's get into it.
let's look at some of these TikTok experts. How do I get to become one of those TikTok experts?
First, start by getting TikTok.
All right, I gotta get TikTok. Okay.
Thirdly, it's to be super unhappy and dissatisfied in your relationship or marriage. Women are happier with their men when in their dynamic they can stay surrendering, they can be present, they can be the ones receiving and surrender in a feminine energy.
Okay. So much to unpack right now. We've made videos about this, receiving. Feminine means receiving. Okay, that means me and my masculine, I should not be receiving any gifts on my birthday or Christmas. Now stop it, don't make me go in my feminine, right?
Women are going to say, oh, you can't take it that literally, though. You're taking it too far,
Am I
this
supposed-
concept.
Okay, am I supposed to just metaphorically feel it? Okay. Surrender into the feminine energy. Whatever that may mean, because that gets misconstrued all the time.
It means I'm relaxed and the man comes to me because I'm so
So,
attractive and valuable and
so-
warm and receptive.
So that means, okay, if your kids, we got 3 boys by the way, if one of them is about to run onto the road, are you going to stay relaxed and stay in your feminine? And is it masculine to chase after that little kid to make sure that he doesn't get run over?
I'm totally in my masculine because I'm going for something, right?
That's right. Totally masculine to rescue your child from being crushed by a car, right? Okay.
AKA black cat energy. Men are
Black cat energy.
happier, even though they don't like to admit this, if they are the golden retriever to their woman, chasing her. Because believe it or not, men actually get a thrill out of the chase. Men love the mystery, the unpredictability.
Hold it. Okay, so is it true or is it not true that women love the chase as well? Do women chase? Yes. Do they enjoy the chase? Yes, I'd say some do, absolutely. Because they perceive what they're chasing is worth the chase.
Yeah.
That's why they chase men all the time. We chase what we perceive value in.
Yeah.
Men or women, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And men do it, women do it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only thing is there's a consequence to you chasing. Whether you're a man or woman, doesn't matter. There's a consequence. There's a consequence in a man chasing. Okay? Especially if you don't have enough intrinsic value. Think about this for a second. As a woman, think about it as, there's a low value man. Let's call, you can give him all the labels. He's a simp, he's a incel, yes.
Incel.
I'm with it, I'm not that old, come on. He's an incel. Okay, so a very undesirable man is chasing you. Is he in his masculine? Does that make you feel attractive? Does that make you want him?
You wouldn't even think of him as
That's
masculine.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the act of chasing is universal.
It's universal. It's human.
Exactly. It's a human experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to partake in that. It's just, if like people chase success because they see value in success. It's the same thing. You chase a partner, someone of the opposite sex who has intrinsic value. You want that value for yourself. You want to take that value, so you chase.
Yeah.
And the consequence is that it can make you look a little desperate, low value, because it may make you look like you don't have many choices and thus looking a little bit more low value. That is the downside to chasing.
Especially in dating. I think a lot of these people are talking about the black cat, golden retriever in the context of a more long-term relationship where forever. I think this lady uses the example of Kaya Gerber and the Elvis guy, Austin someone. I'm too old, guys. I mean, raising kids too long.
Yeah.
The tall guy who's the new actress in Elvis. New actress. He's an actress.
He's an actress?
He's an actor.
Actor, yeah.
Kaya is a model. Her mother was
Okay.
Cindy Crawford, right? So apparently he was with a woman for 10 years beforehand, and he never proposed. And you'll see this lady talk about them. But this
Okay.
black cat golden retriever thing is supposed to, as I see it, as I understand these experts talking about, it's supposed to last long term because women are only happy this way.
Okay, right. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so
I can speak as a woman if you want me to.
yeah, please do,
Like-
please do. In a long-term relationship, okay. So if you're talking long-term, what, like keeping the passion in a relationship kind of thing? Okay, first of all, it has nothing to do with chasing. No one should be chasing anyone in a long-term relationship. That's ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah.
you should have built enough trust and intimacy in that relationship that you can go to that safe place for passion, for intimacy.
Yeah, it is unsustainable.
Yeah,
Okay, it is completely unsustainable to expect a man to chase you, and because you have this idea that you are only happy if you're the black cat, the mysterious one, being chased. Okay, now I want to talk more, but there's so much here. So should we?
there's so much to unpack. It's like,
Yeah, but we're not going to get through an 11-minute.
oh, we will. We'll
Oh,
get
really?
to it. We'll get
Okay.
to it. So, okay. So the whole point of being in an intimate relationship is to have enough resources to be so glued together that you're able to offer those resources to your offspring.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
And when they come, the offspring, you have that energy to give to them. It's not about you
Absolutely.
chasing each other.
Absolutely. And people have lost sight in this world where like less and less people want to have kids or are able to have kids, and understandably so. Some people rightfully don't want to have them, and for good reasons. But in a world where the kids are no longer valued, you know, there are forums and Reddit threads dedicated to hating on breeders, and these are the things that we have caused us to lose sight of what really matters and the purpose of an intimate relationship.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have kids, but you want to understand the purpose of an intimate relationship because
Yeah.
it will help you understand why men perceive value the way they do as well.
That's right. You
So-
create that pair bond, which
Correct.
is so valuable, and that pair bond glues two people together,
Yeah.
and that's supposed to last
Yeah.
a long time so
Yeah.
that you can actually successfully raise kids.
Yeah.
Because without that, you know, the number one cause for the death of infants in the mammalian world is infanticide, is the fact that other males and females kill your kid.
Absolutely. And I've seen those evil looks, believe it or not, in humans.
Yeah, humans do it as well.
Absolutely. It's a thing.
So our job is to create a strong enough bond so that we can protect them, so that they will actually survive
Yeah.
those tough times when they're young. They're so vulnerable. Any little thing, in fact, a little kid could kill an infant.
Absolutely.
So-
I won't name names, but there have been plenty of stories
Yeah.
of that. Horrible.
Big, high-profile stories.
Yes.
Okay, so men love the mystery and the unpredictable. Yeah, I get it. Men do love the unpredictable. So do women. We all need variety. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker. You as a woman, you're already unpredictable. You have a cycle. Men don't. You have this cycle that men don't even understand. It goes up, it goes down, hormones fluctuate, and all sorts of things happen, and men go, what the hell just happened? If they don't track your cycle, of course. If you track it, it
Well, you
becomes...
don't track my cycle, do you?
It's in the back of my head.
Okay.
It becomes a lot more predictable. Becomes a lot more predictable once you understand the cycle.
But you forget.
But you do forget,
Such a long time. Yeah.
But there's already inbuilt unpredictability in this
Exactly.
to keep things fresh, to keep things alive, to keep things like, whoa,
Yes.
what's going on? It's the cycle. We were talking about this not long ago. The cycle, I believe, it was built to create unpredictability to some extent. Otherwise, why is it hidden?
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
the menstrual cycle hidden?
Yeah.
When it's not in other mammals?
Yeah.
I think it is there for the sake of pair bonding, for the sake of creating that unpredictability, the variety in a relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do a video on that. That's
Sure.
quite an insight.
Let us know below if you want us to do that video.
Okay. Yes, on that topic of chasing as well, we've just packaged an old class that I put together on how to get his attention without chasing. This class, I'm sure I'll put a link down below somewhere. If you want that class, here's what we're going to do. Here's my offer. You can pay whatever you want for it. You can pay nothing, put $0 down, no problems. Go do the class. If you want to pay something, pay a little bit of something. In case we've impacted your life in any way, go ahead. I mean, as the great Louise Hay would say, what you give comes back to you multiplied.
Multiplied.
So Go check it out. Go do the class, how to get his attention without chasing, without looking needy, without looking desperate, because I can tell you, there is a way. And this way is about adding value first. Okay, back to this video.
Also, just another point is that menopause stops the cycle, but menopause itself is again if you speak to perimenopausal and menopausal women, you will see that journey from perimenopausal to menopausal is another big shift. So again, there's mystery there. But what about post-menopause? I guess then together, the pair bonding then is more about you becoming, and excuse me if you don't want children, but is about becoming grandparents to your children or your fur babies, whatever it is. You do it together as a couple, as a man and a woman who would genuinely pair bonded. You move to the next stage together, and maybe by then you don't have as much energy or drive for seeking out the mystery.
Yeah,
I'm not that old yet. It's not far away, but I'm not that old yet. But I'm sure, because I know how much my hormones completely changed when I was breastfeeding. Suddenly, I turned into this beautifully calm, amazing woman that I'd never known before. Not that I'm not normally calm sometimes, but I'm sure that once menopause ends, you change. But men do too. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
So, yeah, I don't know if you want to comment on that, because the cycle doesn't last forever. But
No,
for the
it doesn't.
purposes of reproduction,
Yes.
there is inbuilt mystery.
That's right, and that inbuilt mystery is to increase the chance of reproduction.
Inbuilt mystery is to increase. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It
Yeah.
creates more tension, creates more polarity, whereas when it ends, there's no more need because you can't reproduce anyway. So I think then you take on a different role, whereas you're more the grandma or
Yeah.
you take on a different kind of role in that. Like that one part of your life has ended, and you just graduate into the next.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue. We're 26 seconds into this video.
Maybe we'll get a longer segment this time.
Okay.
The unsafety and the confusion about their woman sitting on the edge of a seat, always trying to get a piece of her. Women are the entire opposite. They need the security, the safety, the reassurance from their men in a long-term commitment to feel safe and to feel loved. Sometimes
That's true, for the most part.
the dynamic changes because a woman is trying to overcompensate her worth or her value or whatever she brings to the table, and the man will pull away. And that's what I'm trying to teach you, to not flip this script and all of a sudden finding yourself in a position where you're anxious and you feel that your man is pulling away from you and losing interest in you. It's all about a mindset, empowerment, and attitude up here, understanding the archetype of the black cat and understanding the power of the divine feminine energy.
And you talking about hearing anyone say divine feminine energy? I have a little chuckle.
Okay, so I think she's got a good intent in that she really wants to help women enter relationships that make them feel safe. But being chased isn't that safety. It's the pair bond that's the safety. And you don't know that if you've never had a man fall in love with you, and if it's a mutually in love bond. You don't know that. And that's what some of you out there, maybe you haven't had that experience yet, or you have, and you can draw from that experience and understand what we're saying. That's where the safety comes from.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm not talking about relationships based on convenience here.
To be able to surrender, be present, and receive from him, so he can step up his game and become the doing part in the relationship. And
Doing part of it, okay. The feminine does nothing, just receives. The man does everything. Is that right? Did I change all the nappies?
No.
No. Did I do all the breastfeeding?
No.
Nah.
You changed minimum.
I changed a few.
Depending on which child, minimum 40 to 50% of nappies. Probably sometimes up to 60% in some, or more, in certain days or weeks.
Yeah, there's doing on both our
Absolutely
part.
there is. What do you say for women who are saying, no, that's not what we're saying. We just want him to initiate. We just want him to organise all the dates and decide where we're going to eat. I want him to do that because I want to feel relaxed.
No, you want to feel safe, and you don't want to take the risk. Okay, let's pretend you're a man for a second. Okay, what do men fear the most? Approaching a woman. That's it. They fear approaching a woman because it carries a lot of risk. What if she is the woman of the biggest dude in town? Well, you're going to get your head bashed in, okay? That's the price of approaching the wrong woman. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, go ahead. Look at if you're a wild gorilla,
Yeah.
and you approach the female of a bigger alpha male gorilla. Look what happens, okay? And that happens with so many different animals.
Yeah.
When you encroach upon another male's territory. See what happens.
Even if you're innocently trotting along to say hello.
That's right. So that's why they have so much fear involved in approaching women. Okay, where was I going with this? Okay, we're talking about doing.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. So you're saying there's inbuilt fear, not just
Yeah, in
not just
men and
of
women.
rejection, but for their own safety, like a self-protective mechanism.
that's right. Men, ideally, they don't necessarily want to approach until and unless, and this is smart men here, unless the woman gives a signal first. It's called subtle signaling. Look it up. It's in science. It's
Yes.
written up all over the
It's
place.
been studied before. You don't need TikTok to
Yeah.
see that this is a thing.
So smart men do this. They go, okay, here's my opening. What dumb men do is they approach without these signals, and guess what? They get rejected. These are usually the drunk people, that try and pick up women at 2 a.m. and they just go for anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
Do you really want those types of men in your life? I don't know, maybe you do. But that's what we're talking about here. Smart men will look for these signals. They're not just going to approach you for the sake of approaching you. That's stupid.
Yeah.
They could get their head bashed in.
Never stops pursuing and chasing you because
Never stops pursuing. I should stop. stopping.
That's exhausting. That's
It is-
that's
it
just
is-
disrespectful towards men.
It-
Sorry,
it is
that's
absolutely
just
exhausting.
that's.
Yeah.
I really think she has good intent here. I think she means well. It's just that's exhausting. I would never expect that.
I think what women need is the skill to be able to form that pair bond. When you,
That's why I made the program Becoming His One and Only.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because once you do, everything's done. Like you form that pair bond.
Yeah.
And then the energy that you spend on that pair bond is supposed to carry you through. You're not supposed to keep spending the energy, because if we kept spending that energy pursuing each other, the kids would not be fed.
Yeah.
There would be no energy for anything else.
Yeah. And I think a lot of women get sad at that thought, like, oh, it's so good right now. I really want to keep it like this. But you kind of just have to enjoy it while it's there. Appreciate it while it's
Appreciate
there.
what
Appreciate
it's
that it's
for.
doing its job and it's bigger than you and
Yeah.
it's bigger than your man and you have no control over that. You do have influence. You can make it a better process. Maybe you can make it last indefinitely through playfulness,
Yeah.
through throwing attraction pebbles. David has a whole program on this, attraction pebbles.
You can make it a deeper experience, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can also bring it back. That's a skill to have. Bring it back when you feel like things going a bit stale. Yes, absolutely. But the point is not to always be chasing.
trust me, the man is happier chasing, the woman is happier being chased.
Okay, I should stop stopping this video. But
It's all right, just keep it going. Well, you'll come back to
okay,
it.
okay. Would you chase someone who you perceive have no value? Absolutely not. Would you enjoy being chased by a low value man? Would you enjoy being chased by lots of low value men? No. The answer is probably a no. Okay. So yeah, I completely disagree with these types of statements. In fact, for a lot of men, they love being chased because there is no risk involved. Right? A lot of men prefer to take the safer path.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's okay. I mean, we all prefer what's safe. We all prefer resources coming in rather than resources going out and taking the risk of spending those resources.
Especially in this day and age where dating is hard. It's gotten harder. The basic principles are still what work, but dating is getting harder because people are less willing to take risks, especially in the West where there's so much woke ideology or political correctness going around. Men are not only built to be afraid to approach you, they are now considered, they're taking double the risk or triple the risk because they're risking being seen and labeled as creeps, which could permanently damage his reputation.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
And the moment that dynamic shifts is usually when people tend to have a breakup or have a divorce. Not necessarily because love has faded, but because now the woman is chasing and the man is being chased. And men don't like that. They will run away because they classify you as needy and desperate.
okay, this is where it's getting a bit gimmicky.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with being needy. You've been needy so many times. And you can feel through that and you can understand what your woman needs and be there for her. If a woman is never needy, and I have an example of that, one of our friends that we know, she tries really hard not to be needy. As a result, she's boring as hell.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be needy. The fact that she is needy, I mean, let's use the analogy of our kids. The fact that they're babies, they are needy inherently.
Yeah.
And if they weren't needy, you would forget to feed them. You would forget to look after them, nurture them, and they would die.
Yeah.
So the fact that you are needy, it's You know, you can be needy in a very value-taking way, but you can also be needy in a value-adding way to say that, hey, you know, for a relationship to work, I need these things. And men don't often get it because men don't understand relationships. It's not their domain. Relationships are the domain of the feminine.
Yes, we've been saying that for so long, and you were so right. And when you came to me with that, I was like, well, that's true. It resonates. And I think a lot of women, because they're dealing with so many what they call low-effort men, they feel like, well, no, that's not true. Like, men can understand relationships. And there are some really great men out there who may be more balanced in their feminine and masculine energy, or who have spent a lot of time around women who are really good at relationships. But just understand this one thing. The better they are at relating to you and resonating with you as a woman, the more towards gay they are. And I'm assuming you as a feminine woman, you're not looking to marry a gay man. So what you have to understand is what you're attracted to is what you have to work with, and that's a masculine man.
On that note, think about the framework of the damsel in distress.
Damsel in distress, yeah.
I mean, that's needy, right? She's in need of something.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with being needy. There is something wrong with how you express it maybe, and the fact that you're trying to extract value from the man without actually adding value first. Okay, there's a problem with that.
Yeah.
But that there is no problem with being needy because you do need each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it. If you're a woman and you're pregnant, you can't go out and hunt, you can't go out and gather resources. You're stuck at home, you're thrown up.
Yeah.
You need something, you need someone.
Yeah.
And you're so vulnerable to being attacked by other tribes or animals, predators, etc. So you need resources, and it's okay to need that.
And any woman who has been pregnant knows that. She knows.
You're debilitated.
I don't care how great a second trimester you had, how great a pregnancy you had. Sorry, that's just our kids inside. They're making some noise. You feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
And not just...
It's a very vulnerable process.
Well, it is.
And it takes
it's costly.
so much resources.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't like that if you have to chase your men anxiously, still thinking I have to compete with other women over my men, even though you've got the title, you've got the ring, you've got the marriage papers. So if you listen closely to my videos and read between the lines, it is not about games. It is actually simple psychology. Be smart, play dumb. A cat.
Be smart,
play dumb? What?
So in other words, be inauthentic? Is that...
Play games? Mind games. Be smart, play dumb. Okay, I would never recommend anyone to play dumb.
Be smart, play...
How do I even respond to that? Be smart, play...
Oh, I think I lost the context in which you're saying it, yeah.
What
I think we need a bit of context, yeah.
Be dumb, I'm a bimbo. Haha, I'm just here to receive gifts. Do you have a gift for me? What is this?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, that's... Yeah.
Well, no, it can't be the bimbo, can it? Because it's related to dark feminine, and the way they see it is that's not, the bimbo isn't dark feminine. So now I'm confused. All right.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Whoo, black cat is independent. Okay, black cat energy. I'm a panther.
I just had a thought, but play it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Is independent. Golden retriever.
Okay, so, stopped again. Independent.
Now we're going into modern Western psychology and the approach of relationships, which is completely toxic and detrimental to everybody, especially society at large. What you're saying is you want to be independent like the black cat, and then somehow inspire commitment, real emotional commitment. It does not work that way. Cats are loners for a reason.
Yeah.
And of course, not all cats prefer to be loners all the time. They love a bit of company too.
We are social animals. We're different to cats, first of all. And second of all, look what cats do. Look what male cats do to female cats. Do you ever see, now, so male cats leave, they don't stick around.
Wow. See, this is why we made the video, because we need you here to
being independent, okay, so the whole point of pair bonding is to stay together. It's not to be independent, it's to stay together.
Yes.
Okay, and have something so strong that keeps you together that, it's nature can't rip you apart.
Exactly.
You can't just you can't just accidentally just what's the word I'm looking for? You can't accidentally.
As in, the chemical bonds have to be strong enough that outside forces can't break that up.
Yeah, they can't just easily break that up because it's for the survival of the next generation.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's so important. I mean,
and that's why you talk about the connection bubble and the broadband connection or something in commitment control.
So when
program.
you have that pair bond, and that's what we all aspire to. In fact, at the end of your life, you look back and you remember all the pair bonds you made, but everything else, it's just whatever.
I don't agree that women aim for that. I think ideally we do. That's the ultimate.
But if you feel like
but
you can't get
I
it,
don't think women are acting like they want it. I think they've lost hope that it even exists.
I agree. So the next best thing is money, status, power.
Yes,
that's it.
exactly.
And certainty. So that's what they go for. Except the problem is when you go for those things, you actually disqualify yourself from actually finding that pair bond.
Yeah.
Because they go in different paths, completely different direction. So the more you chase power and money and status and certainty, the less you're going to go on that path.
The more alone you'll be.
Because to actually find that pair bond, you need to value connection, which is completely different to. And by the way, when you pursue power, what do you have? A power trip, a power struggle as a relationship. It's not actually a relationship.
That's such a huge part of this.
Yeah, it's a power struggle disguised as a relationship. And you'll never have that intimacy, you'll never have that trust.
That's why it won't
because
last.
it's a power struggle. Because, I'm only going to give as much as I'm going to be able to receive. And that is such a dangerous place in any relationship.
And if you are that scared as a woman, if you are that scared and need that much safety, then what you should be doing is testing. You need to remind yourself when you're dating, you need to be testing. Don't just jump on dating apps and just do it. Listen to people like, David, who's got the perfect approach for dating apps where it's a different game. You need to approach it in a different game. Eliminate in a different way. Eliminate early and get good at that so that you can actually have better dating experiences.
And actually know that
that don't traumatize you.
It is possible for you to have that pair bond experience. We'll want that because that is ultimately what we're built for. You can have that. You may not have had it because of a few factors. That's okay, but you have the mechanism to make that work, and you have the innate resources to make that work. Sometimes you just need to adjust a few things here and there, or learn a few skills that you haven't developed along the way. That's okay. We can help you with that. We've been helping women for the last 15 years, right? But the thing is, it is possible. And if you choose that path, I can promise you're gonna have way more fulfillment, way more fun, way more love in your life, as opposed to a power struggle. Nobody wants a power struggle deep down inside. Nobody.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's quite toxic.
How do we have black cat energy? I was watching Black Panther the other day with the boys. I didn't finish it, but
Okay.
maybe I should watch more of that movie.
Yeah, then
Black
you
cat.
might pick up your
Black
black
cat
energy and
energy,
then
yeah.
teach me something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is dependent. Let's use Vanessa Hudgens as a little example. Even though she seems like the ultimate black cat, the ultimate femme fatale, like dark femininity, even in the way she looks in her past relationship, she was a golden retriever. That's why it didn't work. If you're with the wrong man and it's the wrong dynamic.
So is this lady friends with Vanessa? I don't know.
As a dating expert or a dating coach, I don't know what her label is, but like, only very rarely should you ever comment on the reason why someone left someone unless they've given any reasons themselves.
Correct.
This is gimmicky.
Yeah.
Like, sure, in this picture, she looks like she's hanging off him. I get what she's saying, but it's a split second, a moment in time. And I can guarantee you the reason he didn't commit for 10 years is because she was the one of many.
Yeah, or the fact that she maybe tried to be too independent. I don't need a man, that's fine.
Yeah, actually, but commitment is different to marriage, so let's not get confused here, but
Yeah.
that's a topic for another time.
Yeah.
Between you two, you end up being the loyal golden retriever that's getting played. You can.
A loyal golden retriever
Well,
that's
it
played.
seems,
So you want the man to be played, not the woman?
yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
No, like
So you want
he's supposed to be
manipulate
the dumb
man.
golden retriever. And this is a thing, like if you look out in the world, this type of dynamic is a thing. It's that man that just kind of comes up behind the woman, like, oh yes, darling, you know, like, what do you need? What do you need? Oh, I
Okay,
love you so
yeah,
much kind of
very
thing.
good.
And the woman's just like, nothing, darling.
Just your
I'll be
paycheck.
back. Yeah. You know, like,
Okay.
all that is power. If you
Yeah, it's
need,
power.
if you need power, go and find some real power in your life. Help somebody. Influence somebody's life positively. Give to somebody. Don't try and extract value from men like this. Oh.
Yeah.
As a mother of as a mother of 3 sons, this just gives me the chills. The fact that there are women out there who want to just.
Yeah. It's great. In fact,
I understand it as a woman because it's risky dating. It is risky. It feels risky. It feels unsafe. But don't reverse the script and put it onto the man. You're dealing
just
with
perpetuating more toxicity.
You're dealing with a human being. Yes.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a human being. Don't be toxic.
That's right. So yeah, if you want power struggles, okay.
No, it's for some people. You know, if they want it, that's their
Yeah.
choice. Like,
Yeah,
See it even in the body language. Look how she's clinging onto him. She's so
they're posing.
smiley. She's so happy. When you become so loyal, so naive, so reassuring, so loving, you're transforming your man into the black cat. Look at him. Look at the confidence on him. Golden retriever, black cat, bothered, unbothered, dependent, independent.
hang on, what was that? What did I just watch?
She said she's dependent, he's independent.
No, and then she's trying to say she's given him confidence. These are
It's just-
celebrities.
they're
Do you
posing.
really
Perfect
think
photo.
you? Huh?
So when we pose, I should be like, okay, all right, let's move on.
They looked happy, but guess what? She probably didn't know when this photo was taken that he's going to leave her for somebody 10 years younger in a few weeks. This is Exhibit B. He is the golden retriever for her. This
I like that photo.
something about him that lets her rest. This queen can finally rest in her dark femininity. She can finally become the unbothered, independent queen.
Okay, first of all,
Can we talk about dark
let's
femininity?
not glamorize dark feminine.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, let's not glamorize it. It's good to have both. One's not better than the other. Okay, it's much better to have access to both energies, not just go, oh look, she's in the dark. That's the best. Yeah, she's doing so good.
Yeah. Because ultimately, it's just about you, yeah. And
Yeah.
unless you really want to go out and date yourself, don't worry about it. You can be both. What?
Yeah, just yeah, I can't. Yeah, I have no words.
I guess, is this, guys, can you just let us know below? We're not big TikTokers. I've made a few TikTok videos, but is this like the culture of TikTok now? Like,
No.
is this the thing?
I'm gonna go
Because-
on TikTok. I'm gonna go on TikTok and just correct these people now. I'm gonna make it my life's mission. Screw feeding my kids. I'm gonna go on TikTok and share my views to just give a balance to these, because a lot of the times you see these trends and there's no balance. There's no balance, so people get into this
That's always
echo
been the-
chamber
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, I'm the black cat, and it just perpetuates more toxicity.
Yep.
And no one's getting any results. It's stupid.
Yep.
Queen, and he lets her shine. He is not threatened by her. He doesn't need to compete with her. He doesn't feel bothered. He doesn't feel threatened. He can let her shine. And he turns into the loyal golden retriever that just adores and worships the ground she's walking on. Man needs to be the loyal golden retriever that is loving and caring and compassionate and reassuring, doesn't feel threatened by their wife, which is the powerful, independent, mysterious, sexy, unbothered.
Independent.
Am I independent?
Depends on what context. Can I rely on you to go down to the shop, get some milk? Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah.
But to survive...
I guess I could. We're in Vietnam. I don't speak the language, so
Yeah.
David's taken over. But back home in Australia...
All right, you could. I wouldn't even use that word. Like, that's such a loaded word. It means nothing. Why would you want to be independent?
Because it's built into us from the day we were born by parents who are
It has
avoidant.
it has no value
They're
to me.
avoidant. These are old European... Go read...
Yeah, I get it. Like, it's so good because little Johnny's independent, now he doesn't bother me anymore. I get it. But being your husband,
Yeah.
you being independent has little value unless we're talking about your ability to get some milk so that I don't have to stop my work to get some milk, etc. Okay, it doesn't add any more value to me for you to be independent.
Yeah.
I'd rather you be valuable, have value to add to me, have value to add to the kids. That's way more valuable than being independent. That's more about your own sense of self, your own sense of value, which is worthless to me.
Yep.
Does that mean there's separate things?
It makes sense, but I have to give a disclaimer or caveat, whatever it is that David is a securely attached human. He is the epitome of secure attachment. So your experience out there as a woman may not have been that you have a man who's willing to go and get you milk. I don't even drink milk.
Kids.
Get you vegetables, whatever you need from the shop around the clock. You may not have had that experience because you may have had a man say, well, why don't you go and do it yourself? I can't be available forever. You know, like that kind of thing. And fair enough, because some things are just impractical. But the fact is that some men are unable to give this level of pair bonding to you. They're unable to give this level of attunement. But ultimately, that's the level. That's what you need to aim for as a woman. This is why I made Becoming His One and Only, because that's the ultimate to aim for. If you want to aim for being the black cat, that's for you, right? That's for your ego.
Yeah,
if you
it's
want to
an ego
become
thing.
the one and only, it's not just for you. It's for the universe. It's for your relationships. It's for him. It's for your children or your fur babies if you don't want children.
And also you have more
and
value.
for the people around you, because it's, you
There's
produce.
more you.
You're resourceful.
That's right.
Together.
You're infinitely more resourceful having a pair bond than having power or money or status or certainty.
Yeah.
Infinitely. You're going to feel like 1,000 times better about yourself than having all those things.
Yes. So you don't need to distract yourself with gimmicky things.
I'm bothered. Okay, I'm bothered by this word.
Sexy,
I'm bothered.
unbothered.
I'm bothered. Okay. If you were not bothered, I would not understand a relationship from a woman's point of view. I will not be drawn in to the realm of relationships. I'll be going out there to play golf. I'll be playing video games, doing what men do, because that's what those things resonate with men.
Absolutely.
Challenges, etc.
Yeah.
They resonate with men. I would not be drawn into a relationship because that doesn't resonate with me. And same goes with other masculine souls.
Yep.
So it's okay to be bothered. It's the fact that you're bothered means that, okay, something needs, like you're trying to bring me into this realm of relationship. Why? Because we need that to make sure that our kids survive.
Yeah. And ultimately, the harder you try to be unbothered, the more you're going to be vulnerable to the complete breakdown, the cup throwing, plate throwing, FU, the vile breakdowns where you're abusing someone because you just can't do it anymore. That's a huge burden upon a woman's shoulders to be unbothered.
You're supposed to be bothered. I remember, because you're so sensitive to everything. That person's energy over there, those groups of people over there, what are they doing? What are they thinking? You're supposed to be sensitive because you're navigating yourself and us through this social community.
Yeah, absolutely. Navigating dangers, threats in the
Reminds me
environment.
when we put our firstborn into 3-year-old kindergarten. And towards the end of the year, you're like, something felt wrong. Like, no, this is not the right thing. He's turning out like this not so good kid, and he's picking up bad habits, etc. And we had this long talk in the car, and you just felt so bad about it. And
no, I had been looking through the holes in the fences, showing up half an hour early, because I didn't want to leave him there. Quite simply, I just didn't trust it.
And he was only 3. It was 4 at the time. 3 and 4. So at that stage, because you were so bothered by how you felt about the situation, we made that decision. Take him out straight away. And he never went back. Because you were bothered.
Yeah,
because
now we live this homeschooling lifestyle with 3 kids.
Now
haven't been able to work on the business as much as we'd like, but...
That's correct. We've sacrificed so much, but we get to spend time with our kids, and that's value to them.
And thank you for listening, because also, to be honest, David's decision to just take him out completely shocked me, because our original plan was, let the kids go through primary school. This is with David's decision. Not your decision, but our joint decision. Let the kids go through primary school. Australia has great public schools till year 6, and then high school comes and we'll homeschool, right? That was our plan, dead set plan. And then suddenly David says, all right, we're taking him out. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? But I had been expressing this botheredness, I just had this anxiety around leaving him there. And you could say it was the school, the kinder, or you could say it's just me being super attached, hyper attached to him. Whatever you want to say it is, whatever label you want to put on it, it led us to a new decision that has massively benefited our kids.
Yeah, like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you complaining. It didn't come out as a complaint. It was more just a feeling, just a raw emotion.
Are you sure it wasn't a complaint?
No, it wasn't a complaint.
Oh, okay.
It was like a raw, like something's wrong, and these emotions need to be acknowledged and felt. And I made that decision.
Yeah.
So I responded to her being bothered. And this is just one example, I can think of many others, of me responding to her being bothered and making a better decision for all of us, because she's more sensitive than I am by a millionfold. I mean, science has shown that a woman's skin produces more oxytocin, also up to 10 times more sensitive to a man's skin.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
So she is the one that goes out and feels these feelings and feels how she's so sensitive to other people's feelings and just the people around her, whereas I'm not so much, but I can make a better decision.
Absolutely.
And I can be more objective about those decisions. So we work in that particular way.
Yes.
And I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Because if she wasn't sensitive, it's very easy to mistreat your infant, to not respond in the most appropriate way, and cause massive damage very quickly.
Yep.
All right, let's continue. We're only 3 minutes into this video.
Queen, the black cat. Now these two, she is also the black cat, and she turned him into the golden retriever. You can even see this on the dynamic, the way they're standing. Is that a bit?
Can't see shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Before I say it again, men love bitches.
Men love bitches. See, this is like, there's a lot there.
Okay, so obviously she got that from the book.
Yeah. Or maybe just the ideas out there. Like,
We can talk about why men love bitches in a different video. It's
Sure.
a big thing to cover. Short answer is, okay, men don't love bitches. They love, first of all, women with value. Imagine a low value woman being a bitch. You think people are going to love her? No. Okay. We all pursue what has value, intrinsic value, what is perceived to be value. So,
okay.
no. Let's dig a little bit deeper here. Let's look at some deeper levels of truth. On the surface, there might be some truth to it, why men love bitches, but you'll very quickly realize that it's such a surface truth, it doesn't hold much weight at all. You need to dig deeper to find the deeper levels of truth. It's the same as when you were young, people tell you germs are bad until you get old enough and go, oh, there are some good germs out there. That's a different level of truth. That's why you eat yogurt, kefir, etc. There's deeper levels of truth. And then you can go even deeper than that and go, okay, maybe the terrain has something to do with it, not just the germs themselves, whether they're good or bad. Okay, so that's another depth of truth, the deeper level of truth. So, let's continue.
They get bored or think they're deserving of better if you're too reassuring and too kind. Vanessa Hudgens was waiting, I don't know, I think 10 years for a commitment or ring or something from this man, and he couldn't get his shit together, and he proposed within 1 month to Kaya Gerber. I don't know them personally, but I understand psychology and relationship dynamics. And something...
She understands psychology and relationship dynamics.
On this level, maybe. Well,
let's continue.
Thing about this woman was intriguing to him. Even though he had so much success and fame and women literally waiting for him, even though he had so much fame, money, success, attention on him because of Elvis, he chose her. She made him feel as if she would...
Was he Elvis?
yeah. Austin.
Oh, that Elvis?
Yeah, in the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
We just haven't seen
I
it.
haven't watched the movie since
Austin
1940.
Butler. That's his name. It only took me half an hour to remember that.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, him, Elvis?
I hope it's Butler.
Must be
God, I
younger
haven't-
Elvis. Anyhow.
They've done a good job. Like, he's got that look. They've done a
Okay.
good job making.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
need him in his life to be complete or happy. That made her a mental challenge to him. So this man had options all around the world. People were crushing on him everywhere because of his success and fame, because of his movies. And this woman was like, okay, well, let's see where this is going, because I've dated other successful men in the past. I really believe that her energy, her mindset, the unattainable, untouchable black hat energy lured him in. If a man gets the...
Okay, on that note, there are women out there who pursue these rich, successful men to no end. They chase them, they find the parties that they're attending, and they find a way to get in, to get a chance to meet these men.
Yeah.
No, they're not chasing at all. They're just accidentally there as well.
Well,
What
there's a word for them.
Yeah.
What are they? Groupies? Groupies.
Is that the right word? Other groupies were groups of women? Whereas
Well, yeah,
some of them may go individually. But these women will put themselves in the man's way and try and maximize their chance. And, you know, for some of them, it works. It works really well. And that's good for them. But it's...
Her mother is Cindy Crawford, by the way.
Okay.
So, like I said, they're
in the same circles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe they had, you know, like Brooklyn Beckham and who's his wife?
Yeah,
I forget
yeah.
his name. He's got this beautiful young wife. She's the daughter of a billionaire.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a commonality there. They're both from
Rich families.
rich families. They're both from the same status, and they probably have similar values in a way, or have been influenced by the same type of circles in the previous generation. The parents passed that down, and maybe it works. And we cannot ignore the value, the influence of the parents on these people. They're still young people. Their parents raised them, and their parents would have had an impact on their thinking throughout the years. So that could play a factor as well.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The feeling of a woman that she's hot and cold, that's what a man makes him commit to her.
Okay, let me ask this.
Okay.
I think there might be a bit of projecting there, maybe a little,
That's crazy. How toxic is that?
It's freaking toxic.
How toxic is that?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, what, okay, imagine we had a daughter,
Yeah.
and telling her being hot and cold is why men chase you. Like, what kind of
I would be doing her.
bullshit manipulation?
It's like I'm betraying her.
That's
by
right.
telling her that.
You're giving her the advice to be less authentic and try and manipulate the situation for more power.
No, it's like you're saying to her, you don't have any value at all.
And discard.
So that's why you have to
That's
do
right.
this.
Discard your ability to have any real fulfilling relationship. Put that aside and chase power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's very toxic. I get it. If you come from a toxic background, you kind of want to like protect yourself.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah,
this-
for sure.
Is almost swinging the pendulum, and it's kind of toxic on the other end of the spectrum too.
That's why he popped the question after 2 months of dating her. Not because she's so loyal.
Didn't Elon Musk date Amber Heard? Did you marry Amber Heard? No, it was Johnny Depp.
Yeah. No, Johnny Depp married or Amber. See this is mum brain that's not going away. Okay, so Amber Heard was married to Johnny Depp and vice versa, obviously. Elon Musk did date Amber Heard.
Yeah,
She
okay. See how
dated a lot
toxic
of.
those two relationships ended up. Even though I don't think it took long for Johnny Depp to marry her, that has nothing to do. Yeah?
Please, as a woman, don't get stuck on this quick time period between meeting a man, dating him, and getting married. Marriage is the goal, the ring, only for us women who want to compete against other women and feel self-important.
Yeah.
Now, I am married, obviously, and it did matter. The ring did matter to me because at the end of the day, I'm a human. However, it was for myself. It changed nothing about David's level of commitment to me.
Correct.
Okay, so
That's why I'm not married. My fingers got too fat.
I'm going to struggle pulling these off. I put them on for the video and I'm going to struggle pulling these off. We've both put on weight. But as I was saying, what was I saying actually?
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I forgot what I was saying. Don't get stuck on this idea that you need to get married quickly and that's just so great and it makes you more valuable and you've outcompeted everyone else who's been with their boyfriend for 10 years and not received a ring, because marriage isn't the goal.
No.
The pair bond is.
Yeah, that's
Okay?
right.
So
Marriage is just...
marriage is great, and by the way, once you've pair bonded, marriage is easy.
Yeah.
I've helped women get married literally in a week because they were already pair bonded. That doesn't mean someone who's not pair bonded can't get to marriage. Of course she can. But I'm just saying this to illustrate the value of actually having what's real. Because at the end of the day, you can't confuse marriage with commitment.
And don't think that they're not going to sign a prenup.
Exactly, and don't mistake the fact that there might be other motives for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Pairing.
Exactly. You can be lured into a lot of abuse by looking only for what you want to take out of that situation. In fact, who do scammers often target? The people who fall for scammers are the ones who are desperate
people.
for more value. Oh, what's that? A Nigerian prince has money for me? Yeah, I'll sign up for that one.
Or people who are not willing to test or do their due diligence.
Exactly.
They're just lazy about it.
Yeah, they just want value to come one way.
And so kind and so reassuring, it's because she's mysterious and she told him through her attitude, through her energy, through her actions. I mean, I don't know them personally, but she must have communicated.
She must have. By the way, we have both written something about mystery, how to become a mysterious woman.
Yeah, a woman of feminine mystery, I think it was.
Maybe we'll put some links down below in
Yeah.
case you want to read that.
Yeah.
It's something that she told him, I will live happily ever after with you or without you in my life. So if you want me in it, pick a choice.
Black cat and golden retriever theory in relationships. If you don't know, the golden retriever is the person that is doing the chasing in the relationship and the black cat is the one getting chased. A lot of the times in healthy, successful relationships, the guy is the golden retriever chasing the black cat. The women that are the black cats in relationships that are the ones getting chased tend to have more successful and happier relationships.
No, what she's saying is that women feel a sense of safety and power in those relationships. Golden retriever men are the men you lose respect for.
That's right. So, okay, again, it goes back to safety, and men want to feel safe as well. It reminds me of many, many years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I've been around a long time. 10 years ago, 10 more years ago, I was on an email list of someone, a dating coach for men. I can't remember his name. It was quite big at the time. He had a huge email list, and he was promoting a product for men to get them to be chased by women.
So,
Okay.
so do a lot of people, for dating men
it's
and
just
dating.
safe. It's just safe. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no vulnerability in staying here and letting someone else do all the work. It's vulnerable to go out there and reach out to someone in a playful way, reach out to add value, reach out to connect. It's vulnerable. And because it's vulnerable, there's a risk to it. You can get hurt. You can get hurt, and because of that, people go, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take that risk. I want to rather be safe and play this power struggle game. Okay, you want to play that? No problems, except it's never going to get you to where you actually want to go to, which is that path towards pair bonding and connecting and that deepening. You can't have intimacy without that sense of trust, and you're not going to have that trust when you play the power struggle game.
And they say, with great risk comes.
With great risk.
With great risk comes great reward.
Great reward? Oh,
yeah,
that's
great
what you mean.
reward, right?
I'm like, with great power come, with great power come,
No, great risk. Did I say
This is
power?
not the same. No, you just said
we're
power.
confusing each other now. Okay. With great risk comes great reward. And you pay the price if you don't want to take the risk. That's fine.
It's not even, like when you do it right, it's not even a great risk. When you do it right, it's not a great risk. In fact, if you do things right, I can guarantee you 80 to 90% positive interactions coming your way. And we can talk about that later on.
But that 10% is magnified inside of every human's brain, and then 10 times the amount in an anxious woman's brain.
That's true. When you're anxious, it does magnify. But you have to know that, first of all, you're going out there, you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
You're doing the right things. You can't control other people's reactions towards you. You can't control yourself and how you show up. And the more you do that, the more positive reinforcement you have, the more positive interactions you have, the easier everything will become. You no longer want to play that power game because that power game is stupid.
Yeah.
It is so stupid. That's not a relationship. That's a horse trade. And to word it even worse, Tony Robbins will call that whoring.
Yeah.
Because you're basically trading and being a whore.
Yeah.
So I won't use those words. I'm nice.
Relationships when the guy is the golden retriever. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, when I've been the golden retriever, it doesn't work out. You just don't want to be a golden retriever girlfriend. I can promise you.
To be everyone's dream girl, the femme fatale, the mysterious woman that has every man.
Are these women single? Why does it look like they're single? Anyhow.
Maybe not. It's I remember there was someone on YouTube who was doing the gold digging type of get rich men type of thing. She was married. They surprise you.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's not often it's not a reflection of what they live and what they do, or it's not a reflection of their relationship. It's just what they do on the side. It's like their internet thing, their internet personality.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't have to connect to.
Yeah, fair enough.
And wrapped around her little finger. Let's get into it. Don't be the golden retriever. Be.
By the way, if you wrap a man around your little finger, how much respect would you have for this man?
Well, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
The golden retriever becomes the man you do not respect.
That's right.
Well, people laugh behind the backs of men who are golden
Who are like,
retriever.
exactly, and men don't respect those types of men.
Yeah.
And so they lose status in their male, masculine world.
And they lose their own self-respect.
That's right.
So,
Exactly. We all know men like that.
Be the black cat. Don't be the golden retriever that is so loyal, so reassuring, so loving. Not the golden.
So wait. The black cat's not
basically-
supposed to be loyal?
so sorry, wait, huh?
Don't be the golden retriever who's supposed to be loyal and supportive. Be the black cat. So you're trying to create the opposite? Like you're trying to say that the
Yeah,
black
so
cat's not supposed
consistently trigger fear in a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, if you trigger that kind of fear, first of all, men do not have wombs. Men need loyalty to have that sense of certainty that, yes, you can have that pair bond. If men don't have that sense of loyalty in a woman, he's not going to stick around long term. I can promise you that. Or you'll become his one of many. And he'll automatically and subconsciously put you in that basket because he's not going to invest his time, energy, money, resources, everything else on a woman who he doesn't perceive as loyal because the risk is too great. The risk is absolutely massive. You can, as a man, you don't have a womb. Imagine if you never know for sure that a baby is yours. That's the reality that every single man has to wake up to.
That's the saddest reality I can imagine.
And you as a woman, you don't realize that. You don't get it. You don't resonate with that because every baby comes out of you.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I remember when we had our firstborn, this is 11 years ago now. I think I said to you, I spent like the first few weeks maybe, like 2 or 3
weeks. You've told
weeks.
this story in our emails too,
I have.
think. Yeah.
First 2 or 3 weeks, just looking at him and trying to like connect the features and like, is he really mine? Like, it's a subconscious process. I didn't mean to do it, but it's just something that I did as a male.
Yeah.
And
you did it less and less.
I did less and less,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the next two.
yeah, but for like 2 or 3 weeks I was doing that. Just as a instinctive thing.
And you know what's really interesting about this is that not just us, but everyone else around us said, because we said, newborn come out, oh my God, it looks exactly like its father.
Yeah.
And then after a certain amount of time, maybe even after the 2-week mark, suddenly they change, more of the mixed features come out, but he came out looking like a Chinese baby, right? He looked just like you.
Yeah.
And
is that nature's way
Yes.
to say that, hey, Dad, don't leave me. I'm here. I'm yours. Hey, it could be. I mean, look at chimps. Chimps are super promiscuous.
yeah,
Yet, at the same time, fathers know intuitively which one's theirs. Like on a very subconscious level. They don't consciously know it, but they subconsciously give more resources to their actual biological kids and not the others.
but don't some chimps get jibbed too? Like they get tricked? Like hang on, wasn't it chimps who get drawn into taking care of kids that aren't theirs? Or is this
Well, no,
just
that's a
when
social
kids say
contract
no?
already.
Oh, okay.
They look after all the kids of the tribe, except the males. They have a mechanism inside of them somehow to know there's a high percentage of resources that they offer to their biological offspring versus the other ones. Like there's some sort of mechanism inside them to know the difference.
Yep.
Okay, so back on topic here, loyalty is very, very important to men.
Retriever that always jumps when he says jump, not the golden retriever that sits when he says
I feel like all this advice is to like get women to find a beta male that they can control and
I was going to say something similar.
and a male who no one respects.
Gets his balls in a jar was the word I
that's
was going
right.
to use. That is what it is. And I think some women really look up to women who have done that. How do you get
Yeah.
him to do that for you? How do
Okay.
you... Because...
Yeah, it's a very sad life. Because nobody, like, I think as a society, as a whole society, as a population, we don't like to see that as much because we know that, first of all, men are able to be more objective, so their direction can be trusted more than women on a population basis, not an individual basis, but on a population basis, because women are more changeable, and that's okay, because they need that change in order to ovulate, in order to raise kids, etc. But men can make more
objective decisions.
Yeah, objective decisions.
That get results.
That's right.
That are
So
efficient.
If you cut off a man's balls, if you restrict him from doing so, then everybody suffers in the tribe because he's not going to make those decisions, and the woman, can't replace that. And then you also cripple the woman because she can't have her flow and she can't raise the baby to the maximum capacity.
It's super toxic.
Yeah. It's like trying to get my right hand to do what my left hand does and vice versa. To run right with my left hand and throw balls with my left hand. It's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
My left hand's not designed for that.
Yeah.
Right?
sit, that he could lock you in the back of his trunk and you would still be happy to see him once you're out. Be the black cat that leaves him waiting on the edge of his seat trying to get a piece of her. Be the black cat that he doesn't always have access to. Be the black cat that would leave the house.
Geez, so many rules. Wait. Oh.
Okay, does this give you like narcissist and enabler vibes?
Yeah.
Does this give you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep his balls in a jar for 3 days, put water in it, make it airtight, air it out every 3 days, and then put it into a new jar with some fresh water every 3 days. If he's being mean to you, then don't give him any fresh water for at least 7 days. Make sure you put some vinegar in the jar as well. Yeah, this is like, getting more toxic. All these rules, it's, rules are good to get you out of a bad situation because you may not know what's right, what's wrong, but rules, there's a massive limit to where rules can help you. Eventually you have to stay attuned to other people, stay attuned to the relationship, and rules will actively prevent you from staying attuned to other people.
Yeah.
And doesn't know when she comes back next. That is so fulfilled and happy with her own life that she doesn't even have him at the core of her focus. Be the woman that makes time for him outside of her schedule. Be the woman that picks up the phone when he calls, not the woman that is trying to always initiate the texting and calling in the first place, like the golden retriever. A cat comes and goes as she wants. A cat cannot be bothered who is petting her, who's around her, who's doing what for her. She chooses whose lap she's going to sit in. She has...
Oh, okay. So this black cat golden retriever theory obviously resonates with women who are getting on, who feel like their value is a little decreasing, and they want to play that power game. Okay, let me tell you, as long as you're playing that power struggle game, you always have power struggles in your life. Forever in that power struggle. And it's tiring, it's exhausting, it sucks, it doesn't lead to anything great. If you succeed, then you have a relationship that's based on power struggle. And there's no trust there, because based on a power struggle, it's about what you're getting. You better make sure you get the longer end of the stick. There is no trust. And if you can't make that trust, you don't have intimacy, you don't have a real relationship. It's not a better situation than being single. I'd rather be single in that case.
Yeah.
And actually connect with people authentically, and have the skills to connect. I'd rather you take the time right now and develop your skills to be able to connect with men on so many different levels, and being able to add value and find that, oh yeah, they will chase you, they will pursue, they will want you if they perceive that value in you, because you actually led with value in the first place. But if you want to play that power struggle game, I can promise you, you're not going to end up anywhere happy.
Options. She knows she is the prize.
What if you're not the prize? Lots of men are not the prize, lots of women are not the prize. Unfortunately, that's the truth. I'm sorry, I'm breaking hearts here, but lots of people are not the prize.
Yeah.
Okay? It's okay to not be the prize. It's okay to increase your value. It's okay to go work on yourself, work on your skills, okay? You can enter into an interaction looking to take value. You can go into an interaction looking to add value. And people will perceive you vastly different depending on which path you take. So, yeah, not everyone's the prize. Trust me.
A cat only cares about her own needs.
Imagine raising kids and only caring about your own needs.
Not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh no, some people do actually, but then the kids are
Dead.
permanently,
Or they have insecure attachment styles because you neglected them, and they don't realize that. I mean, that's the cost that's not borne on you, but on them, because they have to pay the price. You just basically...
But it's okay, because for the sake of themselves and their ego, it feels good.
By the way...
They don't worry about the cost.
Yeah, exactly. There's a cost. There's a generational... They call it generational trauma. There's a cost on them. You're passing the cost onto them. Now, we have a quiz on this. If you want to discover your own attachment style, there's a quiz. We'll put a link down below.
It's women specific.
Yeah, go do the quiz. It's very quick, and we'll explain to you exactly how this attachment style works and what your attachment style is, and what you need to do to cultivate more secure attachment within yourself. All right, let's continue.
Am I happy? Is this man serving me? A golden retriever, on the other hand, loves him regardless, would never abandon him. That's why they make...
So, I'm supposed to meet all your needs, you're supposed to meet none of mine, and you call that a relationship.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
What kind of toxic dystopian bullshit is this?
What kind of low esteemed man are you attracting?
Exactly. Exactly.
A man
any smart man will go, what the f*** is this? I'm out of here. I'm serious.
Now you're bringing up all sorts of memories of men I've known who have said yes to this style of relationship, who, by the way, might make women think, they're the example, they'll make women think that this is the way to go, because these relationships, women and men do get stuck in these relationships like this. But again, narcissist enabler vibes. It's a sad, sad life where you're focused on yourself, and inevitably this golden retriever man that we're talking about is going to end up self-focused as well. That's the one thing you're not noticing and realizing by doing this, is that because you're self-focused and you're constantly extracting, you are taking eventually from a completely empty well, from a man who will have nothing left. He will be nothing but a shell.
You have no real resources.
And if that's what you want, I have no words actually, because I just feel so sad.
Yeah, I wish you to have more in your life. This is not a life that anyone deserves to have.
Yep. But a lot of people have it, and maybe this is why stuff like this exists, because women see it and they think, oh, that's power, or that's the answer.
It goes back to what we were talking about. If you feel like pair bonding is out of reach, then you go for the next best thing. Power, money, status, and certainty. That's it. However, you sacrifice the ability to go down the first path, because you cut that path off and you go in a different direction. And the further you go down in that direction, the harder it is to come back and go back to pair bonding. And so forever in your life, you're going to have that power struggle. You're going to have that sense of disconnect with the other person. The best you got is, am I getting the longer end of the stick?
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Make great pets.
She just said at the end, that's why golden retrievers make great pets. But the point is, like, do you want to be a pet?
Yeah,
like, do you want a pet? Do you want a man, or do you want a pet?
Exactly.
Because if you want a pet, all you need to do is literally go out and get yourself a golden retriever.
That's right.
Wouldn't that meet your needs? Wouldn't that fill that hole? Wouldn't you feel you could connect with that golden retriever and you would have that loyalty that you're looking for on some level? Maybe that's what some women need.
Yeah, they need a pet.
Actually, yeah.
They need a
And
pet.
then they feel more resourceful too.
That's right. It's not a relationship. Yeah, it's not an intimate relationship.
This golden retriever has nothing to do with your personality or your character, but it has everything to do with the dynamic between you and your man. Women are always happier as the black cat, and men are always happier as the golden retriever. But
Plenty of men and women enjoy the opposite as well. We get into roles, we get used to the role that we play, and plenty of men are black cats. Didn't the actor for Black Panther just recently pass away?
Who's that?
I don't know his name.
I don't know.
He had cancer.
But if you're with the wrong person, the dynamic shifts. This dynamic, she's the black cat, he's the golden retriever. Whereas in this dynamic, he is the black cat.
These two images are like her crutch. Like she has to go back to them for some reason. We just put a random photo of someone behind us. And, he's the black cat and she's the golden retriever, and look how well they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is the golden retriever. But then in this dynamic, she becomes the black cat, and this is her golden retriever. The archetype of the golden retriever versus the black cat is nothing more than the pursuer versus the one being pursued.
When you have a pair bond, no one's pursuing anyone.
Yeah.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
It's mutual. And by the way, okay, so when you look at the amount of dopamine produced and oxytocin produced, if we have, let's say a high value man is pursuing you, assuming that he's a high value man, he's pursuing you, it may get it up to like 50, maybe even 100, but pair bonds up there to like 1,000, like 10 times more, 20 times more.
Yeah, so
oxytocin and dopamine and vasopressin. So you cannot compare the two.
Absolutely, you can't.
Your job is not to pursue, like have one person pursue the other. That's stupid. Again, that's perpetuating the power struggle.
The one chasing versus the one being chased. Relationship will forever work out if the man is a golden.
Forever work out. Look how well it did for Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk and okay. Toxicity is toxicity.
Yeah.
Retriever, and you're the black cat. Why? Because men love to chase and women love to be chased and pursued. If you are the golden retriever, there is no chase for the man. He automatically becomes the black cat, and it makes you anxious because you feel that you need to chase your own man. Even though you are with your man, you never really got the feeling that he is truly yours. The more you become the golden retriever, the more he becomes the black cat, because the more you push, the more he pulls. Because men don't.
Okay, can I just say, I'm a woman and I don't particularly love to be chased. Like before I met you, I've had that experience before, and usually it was with men I have zero interest in.
That's right, and they'll chase you, and it's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying AF.
So we're in this apartment, and the owner of this apartment, so this is an Airbnb, we're here for 3 months in Vietnam, and the owner of the apartment,
I didn't even notice this.
he came and they had to replace the front door. Okay, I was asleep that morning, so he was chatting with Renee for like a whole hour, and
because they were fixing the door.
Yeah, so I knew what was happening sort of behind the scenes. Okay, and then he started emailing Renee saying, "Oh, I can bring a scooter for your kids." And
well, yeah, I gave him my email because I wanted to know about contacting the developers of this place.
Yeah,
and he was going to send me something for this. I don't even know.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh, I can bring this, I can bring that," and one day he brought over some bowls. We need some bowls.
No, he asked me. I said, no thanks, I won't need that, but we'll need some bowls. What time would you like to meet so you can give me the bowls, right? That email was dead set ignored, and he showed up 9 a.m. the next morning, and I was like, I have a feeling I know who this is. I didn't even want to go and look at the peephole, but I was like, David, get up.
Yeah,
right?
So I got up, I answered the door, and the guy's like, oh no, this is not, what? Okay, here's the bowl, and he just left.
Yeah.
No talking, nothing, just left. Yeah. No emails for the next 6 weeks.
I didn't even think about it.
I knew as a guy, so as a man, I am more sensitive to other males' advances, just as you as a woman are more sensitive to other women's advances that I would not foresee.
The subtle signaling.
The subtle signals that we sense. So, where was I going with this? So yeah, lots of men will chase you, but that doesn't mean that it's a good feeling.
Doesn't mean they're attuned.
No, not
So
at
yeah,
all.
my point was, I don't. Maybe if you're a woman who
haven't had many men interested in you, I get it. But that chasing, it could be a narcissist looking for his next victim. It could be a scammer looking for that next paycheck. Okay, And that happens a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
So how are you going to know the difference? You do that by testing. In fact, the more you end up in a power struggle, the more you actually fall into those dynamics where you're going to get scammed or lulled into that kind of narcissistic
Absolutely. We've
web.
said that multiple times before, and we'll keep saying it forever. I wanted to say one last thing. For the high value men who are chasing you, also, it won't feel like he's chasing. Like, it won't, no matter how hard they come on strong, you value every interaction because he has value, you like him, kind of thing. So it's going to feel more just, not value extracting, but more welcome to you. Does that make sense? Yeah.
All right.
I don't like needy women. Brad turned into a golden retriever for his black cat. If you're in a relationship,
Yeah, but she just said it lasts. Okay, she just said in the other video that, well, something like the relationship will last forever. Forever work out.
Yeah.
She said, if
Oh,
the
yeah.
black cat golden
They work
retriever,
out.
and they're having a bitter custody battle over the kids right now. They've been long divorced, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Okay. This is not to say all pair bonds inevitably work out forever. They don't. As the anthropologist Helen Fisher said, she said the pair bond is created in order to help a couple. It's to help a couple through long enough to raise the kids to either reproductive age or to be old enough that
To survive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's survival.
Now, pair bonds have a lot higher chance of lasting a long time than something like this, I feel like, and having both couples thrive. That's what I will say.
Yeah, so the animals that, where the offspring can be quite independent, like, you know, look at deer or horses, they come out of the womb and they're, an hour or two later, they're walking around eating grass or whatever, eating grass or milk.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't need to form pair bonds.
Yeah.
They can run, they can defend themselves. Humans, these babies, they suck. They can do nothing.
Yeah.
They can't open the
No, they
fridge and get some
literally
milk.
suck.
Yeah. For a long time.
Yeah.
Even our 11-year-old, he's 11. Yeah, he's not, he's like, I worry about him some days.
No, he really
He's okay, he's
is
okay.
really connected. He loves us.
He's okay.
Yeah.
So us humans, we have, I believe, the longest infancy period.
Yeah.
Or the period before maturation.
And you hear mothers commenting on how much they envy, like, you know, these other animals whose infants, they come out and it's like, just
Ding,
they're
done,
ready.
they're
Like,
done. And part of the reason I think why, and just this is on a tangent here, part of the reason why we take so long as humans is because we're such social animals and we have such higher levels of social capabilities, if that even makes sense. So we need to spend more time in a social environment to suss out people's social intent than other animals do. Because we can effectively lie better to other people than chimpanzees can, than gorillas can, etc., and we need to develop the skills to be able to lie ourselves and also detect other people lying to us and survive in that social environment better. I think that has a huge part, and that also brings back to the banter thing. Banter is a very advanced social skill that you develop when you have the resources as a child, as a baby, to feel secure, to be able to have that playful interaction. And if you're not familiar with banter, if you're not if it doesn't come intuitive to you, then chances are, somewhere along the line, as a child, as a baby, you didn't have the resources or the security or the certainty to develop that skill with your primary caregiver, whether that's your mom or dad, it doesn't matter.
brothers and sisters.
You can develop that right now. I have a whole class. I'll put the link down below, highvaluebanter.com. You can go through the whole class. It's going to help you develop this skill. I think this is the #1 skill you need as a woman in order to start the journey of forming that pair bond. Whereas taking you down that path rather than taking you down the other path, which is all about power struggles, certainty, and power. So if you want to go down that path, go do that class. It's absolutely free. I think it's a skill that you really, really, really have to develop. If you don't have that skill, then it feels like that whole pathway is just out of reach. It's completely out of reach, and the only path you have is power struggle. And that's a sad reality, and I don't want that for you. So if you want to experience that pair bond, I think if we all do, learn this skill. You can develop it right now. You can tap into yourself, into that playful part of yourself, and develop the skill that's called banter. And get the ball rolling. That's the most important part in all of this.
I guess most people don't want to develop skills. They want something for their ego.
They don't even think
want
it's
to feel
possible.
It takes energy to
It does
develop skills. It's much easier to sit there and say, make it all about yourself and be like, well, am I the black cat? Yes, I'm the black cat today.
They should be chasing me.
Yeah.
Who's chasing me today?
Yeah. It's that. It's a waste of time. It's a waste. It's more a waste of your precious time. Or it's just as much a waste of your precious time as dating toxic, manipulative, narcissistic men.
Correct.
So don't fall into this trap if what you really want is a man. If you want fantasy, by all means, go ahead. I understand. Not everyone really wants a committed, emotionally committed man. And not even anyone can handle it. Like, it's not for everybody. I'm learning that.
Yeah.
It's not. So, but if that's what you want, please do not shoot yourself in the foot by doing things like this.
The two paths are diverging. The more you go down one path, the less you're able to go down the other path. The further away you are to the other goal. So make that choice, make the right choice for yourself. I'm not saying everyone should go down the path that we're pointing them down towards, but I'm saying that's what we all want to feel and experience as human beings.
You just don't know it.
You don't know it. And there's nothing down the other path, because I can tell you power struggles lead to more power struggles, and there's no trust, there's no intimacy down that path.
Bitter divorces and breakups.
Yeah, and you become
Or you're just the abuser for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and there's less of you down the end as well. Like, there's less of everyone. Like,
you're taking value from yourself.
There's more to us because we took one path.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people going down the other path of power struggles, and there's less of them as years go by.
Yeah.
They become shell versions of themselves.
Yeah,
they become less resourceful and just more jaded, more resentful.
Yeah.
That you always feel you never fully have a hold of them. They're still looking for other options. They could walk out the door at any given point. You're in a relationship with a black cat, and you are...
What is this, honestly? I'm starting to think I'm wasting my time.
I'm feeling like, Angelina and Brad are both black cats. Okay.
The naive, dumb golden retriever. Brad wasn't 100% committed. He wasn't 100% into Jennifer Aniston. Otherwise, he wouldn't have looked for other options like Angelina Jolie. But she would never leave this man. So he became the ultimate black cat.
She knows a lot about celebrities without knowing a lot about celebrities.
Yeah.
One of these days, we're going to have to do some...
No, maybe she's a personal friend of theirs, and we don't know.
She says she knows nothing about these people.
Oh, really? She said that?
She did know. So
I missed that part.
Okay, one day we're going to do some TikTok videos with a picture of us in the background. See, she's the black cat, and he's the golden retriever, or the other way around or something. Have some fun.
Huh?
Have some fun.
Yeah.
TikTok's the place to have some fun.
He felt as if she still had to compete over him, even though they were committed to each other. He became the golden retriever for this woman. Women and men are happier in the relationship, in the marriage, if the woman is the black cat, if the woman holds more power, if the woman is...
Are you happier chasing? Or just like, no, are you happier if I have the power? I don't...
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't trust her to make the best decisions. And that's not a put down, because she has so many other incredible powers that I don't have.
Powers.
Like the sensitivity to things that I could never have, even if I tried. So, we are specialized. We're very specialized creatures. Otherwise, I wouldn't be, 40 kilograms heavier than you, with 80% more upper body strength.
Way more denser bones.
Denser bones, etc.
Insensitive skin compared to mine.
We are specialized creatures, and we have to respect that. So, I'll give you an analogy. All my life, I use my right hand for everything. Riding, throwing, I play golf right-handed, everything's right-handed, so my right hand's really strong. My left hand's kind of retarded. Can't brush teeth, can't do anything, basically. So it's easy to sort of discard the value of what the left arm...
The black cat.
the left arm can do for us until we had babies. Then, oh, wow, I didn't realize, but my left arm, I can hold babies, I believe, 3 times longer on my left side, so that my right hand can be free to do other things.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until we had babies. Like, wow, there is a purpose for this.
Yeah.
And, it may not be good at finer motor skills, etc., but it's there as it's easy to hold babies this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Even for a woman, you'll notice, if you've had babies, I definitely notice it. I've had 3 young boys, raised them around the clock, and taking them out everywhere, and I'm always able to carry them longer on this side. It feels comfortable. It's just they just slot into my hip easier. On the other side, I have the same kind of hip, whatever ratio you want to call it, but it's like, oh, this is
awkward.
so heavy. Like, I can't. I just don't have the strength, it feels like.
It feels like I have 3 times the stamina on this side. For whatever reason, I've never worked out any more on this side than this side.
Yeah.
In fact, the musculature on this side is way stronger and more developed.
Yeah.
So why do I have more stamina on this side?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think it's naturally just designed this way.
Yeah.
So that I can still do things with my active hand, and so my left arm isn't a worse or inferior version of my right arm.
No.
It is designed for a different purpose.
Yeah.
And I think we need to appreciate that a little bit more, that there's a different purpose here. The greatest value we can add to our kids, to the world around us, is based on what we're actually already good at.
Yeah.
I'm good at problem solving. I'm not good at breastfeeding. I'm not sensitive. You know, if it was up to me, I definitely wouldn't feed the kids when they're hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not sensitive to that as much as you are. But I am better at solving a lot of adaptive problems. I am good at ignoring things to focus on what's important.
Yeah.
So we are specialized. And so going back to me not trusting you to make certain decisions, that's not a bad thing because you have me to make that decision. If I wasn't around, I guess you would have to make those decisions, and then you would have to allocate your metabolic energy into, do I get better at making those decisions, or do I get, look after my kids,
By the way, for the women who may be feeling like David's putting women down in a way, like obviously that's not his intent.
No.
But I am largely in this decision-making process because I'm giving him feedback.
That's right. You're like the...
So we're simply talking about that final step that he takes, that final decision, which is narrowed down to, this is where we're going to go.
Yeah.
He makes that choice. Left, right, north, south, east, west. He makes that choice. However, I've been there along the way. I've given my feedback. So we are both...
You're the barometer as well. You're sensitive to things.
What a good word that was. That's exactly the word I needed.
You're the barometer.
Yeah.
So you feel things that I can't feel.
Yeah.
And then you have this exaggerated response to it, which is designed to communicate to me that something is important that I need to pay attention to. If it wasn't exaggerated, if you were not bothered, I would not care. I would not care. So it has to be a big response. That's why the feminine makes something small big. You have that response, I go, holy shit, it's like, I gotta pay attention to what is going on.
Yeah.
And then that inspires me to make a different decision if I need to do that. Or I need to zoom out and go, okay, here's the situation here. What do I need to do? What decisions do I need to make? Without this barometer, I'll just go, I'm just gonna play golf 7 days a week. Have fun.
Yeah.
Because men don't intuitively get relationships. It's not good or bad. It's just how they are. They're good at solving problems. They can fix a broken tire, not a broken tire, a flat tire, but they
Broken tires too.
Yeah, but they're not as sensitive to these interactions and so many other little things around us.
It's the little nuances.
I think we need to appreciate all these little things.
Yeah.
And we need to appreciate the roles that, what we're good at, what we're not. And in a relationship, let's say if I was a sensitive one and she had to make the decisions, it could work, but it wouldn't work at the maximum efficiency.
No.
We couldn't be as productive.
No.
We could be making a lot more errors and mistakes.
What's worse is the cost on everyone.
Yeah.
Due to switching.
Switching roles.
Yeah.
People do it and it's okay. People get into those roles and they do it. And they can
get good at it.
Yeah, they can survive. But it's just not as efficient, that's all.
They can't reach the same heights, the same, what I like to call it infinity, basically. When you're both rested in what you're naturally good at, then you can bring the maximum value. And with the maximum value comes an infinite life.
Yeah. That's like holding a baby with my right hand and using my left hand to do everything. I feel retarded and it's not going to get me anywhere.
Yeah.
That's all. I'll get good at it, but still, it's not going to be as efficient as doing it the other way around.
Yeah.
Should we watch the rest of it, or should we just call it?
Yeah, I think we'll call it a day.
We'll call it a day because it's repeating itself, and I think we have said enough about this. How it's just ridiculous. I mean, I think if anything,
You want to put it down?
it feels sorry.
Okay.
It feels to me like there's so much toxic relationship advice out there. Anyone is an expert these days.
I think it's more for views, because at the end of the day, we're going to look at the internet as a place, it's an opportunity for everyone. And some people hop on there for the views. They see the views and the following as the ultimate value. And there are multiple ways to get it. And one of the biggest ways is to take advantage of these trending popular topics.
Yeah.
And so she's jumping into that. And that's good for her because she's getting, like, I'm assuming, I'm not on I haven't found her on TikTok, but I'm assuming she's got a following, some views. Probably a lot of views. And we have to remember that, because at the end of the day, someone who walks the walk and lives their life as a relationship coach is someone very different to someone looking for followers and viewership.
And some fame for themselves.
And fame. Exactly. Fame is the other word.
We've been doing this since 2009. and it's 2024, so that's 15 years now.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
We've seen a lot of trends.
A lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Before anyone knew, I mean, you brought the term high value to the market in 2010, and our customers from way back in 2009 to 10 can tell you about that.
Yeah, and now
now it's just completely bastardized, and the same things happen with dark feminine energy.
Correct.
That's not our term. It came up, as far as I know, it's from David Data's work. He talked about it. David Data may have taken it from ancient Indian work. He is inspired by Indian work, and their work is their work is great. But these guys are doing it for views, not for you.
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, the views. At the end of the day, we've all got to get good at picking and choosing who we trust to guide us in life. And if we pick the wrong person, if we're picking someone we don't really trust because we want a fantasy, then
you might go down the wrong path, like very bad path.
Yeah, it's good for entertainment.
It is good for entertainment.
It's good for entertainment.
It is.
I will say that for people.
But just be wise enough to know that it is just an entertainment, and that just have a deeper understanding of things. I think overall, you're going to save yourself a lot of just heartache and disappointment. Just understand. Just aim to learn, understand dynamics, understand the real framework. The real framework is not black cat, white cat, super fancy cat.
Rainbow cat.
It's, okay, masculine, feminine energy, that's one framework. Value, the sense of value, that's like a huge framework.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to look at value. There is looking at intrinsic value versus the value that you can just bring to any conversation, and what how value is perceived by men and masculine souls. That framework is so important.
And attachment styles.
Yeah. And
which is a huge piece of this.
Exactly. We teach all these
things.
And
this type of work tends to take play to avoidance.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing I want to mention was there's one other framework. What was it? I was thinking.
Is there any specific teacher?
No, it'll come to me. These are the frameworks that we teach. These are the frameworks that we've been teaching for years and years and years. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So the framework of emotional attraction and emotional connection. The pathway towards that, which ultimately leads to pair bonding, which is what we all want, except if you don't feel like it's possible, then it feels a little bit out of reach. I can promise you it is not. We've had so many of our members, going from such anxiety to actually taking that leap and making this work through playfulness, through the banter, and getting that ball rolling.
We've got case studies with them. Elena, Yana, they did it together. 2 Russian women, or Russian American women, beautiful, gorgeous women who are not 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds even. These are women who are older, by the way, who have made it work. They said to themselves, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that leap of faith. And they really did it. And I have the utmost respect for them because they've both married. They both found their man who loves them and truly understands them. They're married. One of them has a child. Both of them are married. They love their relationship. They love their man. And if you're thinking that you're old, and because I know sometimes women think that this pair bonding thing is the privilege of a young woman.
At all.
Especially when you're dealing with a lot of jaded men. I get that. Or divorced men with kids. But it is all you've got. Okay, it is all you've got. And the last thing you want to do is go to your grave remembering the last however many decades spent
in a power struggle.
Yeah. Don't be that woman. You're going to be so sad and just wish you didn't do it that way.
That mechanism of pair bonding is in all of us, regardless of age.
Yeah.
That mechanism is there, and that mechanism is powerful. And I would argue that the best gift, the biggest, the greatest gift you can give to men as a whole is to help that process of pair bonding. Because that, as a gift, that is going to create such a spike in all these hormones, these neurotransmitters, these vasopressin, dopamine, and oxytocin, that he's going to go, wow, this is a moment that I will never forget. And that is a bigger gift, I think, than anything else you can possibly give.
Yeah. Yep.
Aside from your black cat, pose.
Yeah. Why don't you guys just get pair bonded and then get a black cat and a golden retriever?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that work out better?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can get the golden retriever.
And see how the dynamics actually work?
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'm pretty sure they're different species, aren't they? All right. Hope that makes sense. This video has this reaction video
Yeah.
has just
Been a bit
dragged
too
on
long.
a lot longer than we expected.
But it's
Anyhow,
our first video in 18 months, so
yeah, so we're going back to doing a bit more videos. Obviously,
Are we?
Yes, we are. Okay. We are world schooling our kids, so we're in Vietnam right now. We're moving around, but we'll make sure that we'll post a bit more because I cannot stand things like this getting just spread on the internet without an opposing view for the sake of balance. And I hope that we are that voice, and I hope that you are better off having multiple perspectives so that you have a deeper understanding of these topics at play because they are important. These topics are very, very important, and spend your time studying. We have a lot of resources. Go to thefemininewoman.com. Renee has a lot of blog posts. We have those quizzes. I'll make sure all the links are somewhere under here. Or otherwise, just leave a comment and we'll send you the link. But go to highvaluebanter.com. I have a free class there, and all the other links are down below. Again, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we're going to go out and enjoy more of Vietnam in the wet weather.
yeah. All right, comment below. Let us know if you like the video, like us posting more, and we'll speak to you soon.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Black Cat, over and out.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.